welcome back to Coming Off the Edge, a special Thursday night
Surprise.
edition of Coming Off the Edge. My man Corey Spala and I in the house.
And Corey, Luke in the chat.
Corey Luke,
What's up?
join
everyone?
with us.
Yeah.
We're
So we
going to
missed
run down some Scott Fishbowl talk tonight.
Twins.
We haven't been on in a couple weeks. We figured it was overdue, and we owe it to the community to just be here, just be out here creating, talking our minds. Whether or not you interpret that information is up to you, the consumer. So, Corey, talk to me, bro. How's it doing?
Doing fine. Scott Fishbowl here. We didn't want to do Tuesday because a couple of us had some drafts in the first couple rounds, and maybe we, can analyze a little further here as a couple extra rounds have gone on here in the next 2 days. So I'm happy to be here and happy to pull up the sweet website made from Josh_ADHD.
Isn't there like a rapper named ADHD?
I mean, I'm sure out there.
I listen to him when I work out, or when I used to work out.
ADHD.
Yeah, man. He's got some sick beats.
ADHD rapper. Oh, what's a rap song? Joyner Lucas?
Maybe that's it.
Doesn't matter, because Scott Fishbowl.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Talking about ADHD.
Right here. Actually, let me pull him up. Josh ADHD does this guy. He does it every year. He has these sweet little website and application that he uses to help have a little bit of data right here for that. Here's the homepage. We have a bunch of stuff. The person that drafted the latest quarterback, running back, receiver, tight end one, and I guess place kicker one, and then a bunch of other random stuff.
Latest tight end one was 19 overall or 1901?
I think 19th round for sure. So
What?
let me put down my chat. Uh-oh. No one looked
That's-
at it. All right, this is the guy that does
crazy.
it. So shout out to him. I don't follow him. I don't know him, but I appreciate you for what you do.
Yeah, I mean, he does a lot for the community, especially this time around. I know he works with Roto Grinders, and he updates this website every year, and the contest keeps getting bigger and bigger. So I have not experienced any kind of crash or anything, no lag. This thing is pinpoint this season.
That's right. Yep. So there are a couple drafts here in the first round still.
Wow.
1.07, 1.07, and then a couple out here. Low. Hey, there's me right there. Radiator Spring, shout out the cars. But let's go back to the normal stuff. Yeah, like you said, latest tight end one was Rusty Shackelford with the 19.01.
Wow.
Let's see what he has. Oh, there's Taylor. Wow, it just popped up. That's hilarious.
Oh, well,
that's hilarious. I didn't even have that queued up. Shout out to Taylor. So Rusty Shackelford, his first tight end was, wow, he has Tyler Conklin and Tommy Tremble going, and he picked Tyler, a quarterback, a place kicker, a kicker before a tight end one.
Wow. Okay, so now that makes a little bit more sense to me because I thought it was like the first tight end taken off the board.
Oh, no. It's the person
and I was
that
like flipping out.
No, it's the latest round in which a person had their one. So if we go back, and look at the draft curiosities, the person that had the latest running back one was Silas Jackson, 15. So the person with their latest first quarterback was Oak Street Flyers. So their quarterback one was drafted in the 11th round.
Let's see who it is. I want to guess
Aesthetic?
saying it's like Drew Lock.
Okay, for some reason it's not working. Let me go back.
Uh-oh. That went back to everything I just said.
Geno Smith, maybe? I mean, he's the
Geno Smith, Drew Lock.
Mariota, maybe? Mariota. It's not working. It's not a real person. Okay.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to just copy their name. It worked for the last guy. Anyways, I really wanted to see that. But these are the things here, and a couple of us on the show, we have some drafts here to show you, and then some of our other people. Jeff is on vacation. Nate's on vacation.
A lot of vacations, which is good, though. Everybody needs to get away. And
I
now's the time to do it right before training camp.
Oh, I'm such an idiot. I was doing the wrong thing.
I wasn't going to say that. You said it.
Okay, so Oak Street Flyers, the guy with the latest quarterback one was Carson Wentz.
Okay.
Wow, that's actually not
Jimmy
that
G and
bad.
Marcus Mariota,
Dude,
Geno
he started
Smith.
with Kelsey and Mark Andrews. He still has Jamar Chase.
I don't hate
Wow.
it.
Cook and running back 8, but he got Wentz, Garoppolo. If he gets traded somewhere, that's cool if a team needs it. And then Marcus Mariota and Geno Smith. Dude, wow. Shout out to Oak Street Flyers. I always like that's insane to take your first quarterback in 11. I mean, Carson Wentz wasn't cool. I think he was quarterback 17 in this format last year. So got him at quarterback 27. That's not too shabby.
It's not too bad.
Wow. That's insane. Okay, that's cool, man.
Good
But
for you, Oak Street Flyers.
moving on to Atlantis division.
Oh, we're going swimming with the fishes.
And we have your draft. We're in Melbourne, Australia. Shout out to Brad Bolt.
Yeah.
Oh, Spokane, Washington. What is this? Spokane,
Washington, Melbourne, Australia, and Atlantis.
Okay. But here we are. So you double tap the quarterback there.
Yeah. I didn't think that I should have waited. I mean, there was the option, of course.
You could have got Wentz and
I also could have. I had the choice to either take a running back or Kyle Pitts, and I've been burned a couple times going early on a tight end, and I didn't want to take that chance ever again. So I double tapped the QB, had the third round reversal, missed out on who did I miss out on? Eckler, I believe it was, went right before me, or no, Dalvin Cook went right before me at the 212. Nice. Really wanted him as my RB1, but I will settle for Nick Chubb. Now there's like rumors of Kareem Hunt possibly getting traded to Atlanta. I mean, if that were to happen, Nick Chubb to the moon, and 2 other pass catching running backs to go along with them in ETN and Elijah Mitchell. Got the cheetah there. Never took him in anything, and I see myself saying, yeah, that works for a 412 pick.
Yeah, a lot of people are down on him just because he changed quarterbacks, but that doesn't make no sense. Bet on the talent.
Right. And then I fought with myself to either take a tight end in Dallas Goedert at the 701 or Mike Williams. And I'm like, you know what? It's like tight end 9, tight end 8. I need a wide receiver 2 on my team. I can get a later tight end, and I'm happy with taking Dawson Knox at 901. I really am. He's like the last of the top 10 tight ends, in my opinion, and he's probably, I mean, in my opinion, probably like tight end 8 with upside, lots of upside, because what we saw later in the season last year. I like my team so far. I'm going to steal in rounds 10 as soon as it comes back around.
That's cool, man. Yeah, so through 9 picks, 3 receivers, 3 running backs. I think it's a
pretty nicely balanced team.
Yeah, it's a start 1, the Scott Fish Bowl 1, 2, 3, 1, and then whatever you want, unless you're a live draft. So let's start 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, and then fill out your team unless you are a live draft where you must start a kicker. And that's pretty much because Sleeper, you can't flex a kicker yet. So hopefully they can figure that out for next year. But you have your three receivers you're going to start, Robert Woods, and you're going to fill out your team here and the remaining. So pretty solid start there. You feeling confident?
I'm feeling very comfortable. Not overly excited, but comfortable.
Right.
And that's what I want. That's what I want. And I mean, I took a little bit of risk going with Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott back to back. And I think I made some smarter choices late, and I scored on some value. Elijah Mitchell, pretty late. Robert Woods, definitely late. I like that. And then, of course, the Dawson Knox pick. Let's pull up the ADP on Dawson Knox real fast, because I think I got him after ADP.
Dawson Knox, you took him tight end 10 at 9.01?
I believe so, yeah.
Let's find out what happens here. That's another cool feature here. Oh, wow, buddy. You're right there in the middle, almost.
Oh.
A little towards the end. I mean, someone taking him here. That's a little wild.
That's really, wow.
Let me zoom in on this. So 93
points.
You
cool.
probably were right there, right where he probably should be taken, right there in the 9th. A little bit early here, probably. And
yeah, well, I mean, it was the last pick in the 9th round.
Early.
No, it was the first pick in the 10th round. Was that
early?
I don't remember.
Early is like 5 to 8. 9 and 10 probably is where you should be drafted him.
All right, so I retract my
I
previous
got
statement
eight. I got
according to
eight.
the statistics shown. But yeah, I like it.
I wish it said what this is 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72,
93.5 divided by
84,
12.
96. So, yeah, he's going about late eighth. So, you got value on him if you want to put that
Late
in both.
8th, early 9th. That's fair.
All right. So pretty solid here. And then we'll move on to the other person that's live on this show with you. Me. So, I have only made 5 picks through the first Scott Fish Bowl 4 days here we got going on. I'm in the Cars division, so shout out to Radiator Springs. Oh, here. Sorry, I'm missing these comments.
I'm throwing them up there now. You're working
Okay, you got those
too many
right.
things. Yeah, I mean, we could do this. Two of us? Yes.
Right. So my team, here we are. I also double tapped the quarterback. I went Brady, Prescott, and then Dalvin Cook fell to me at 3.04. I love that, so I snagged him.
Yeah.
Followed that up with Waller. He was the last of the quote unquote elite tight ends. I really was hoping I would be able to try to get him in the 5th round, but I didn't want to kind of risk that positional scarcity there with on a quote unquote elite tight end.
See, I have mixed feelings about Darren Waller. In some leagues, I'm like, I don't care. I mean, if it's Dynasty, I'm like, oh, I know you're going to be there. In redraft, it's because of Devontae Adams. I know the targets are going elsewhere. We saw Hunter Renfrow step up last year. I don't know. I feel like I don't know.
Talent
Uneasy.
gets the ball.
50,
Talent gets the ball. The one guy that you should be probably worried about is Renfrow, although a lot of people want to throw out McDaniel loves his slot. But it's also like, did we ever look at what he was like before when he was a coach? I like Waller, positional scarcity. He's going to be a target, targets earned, and definitely Adams and Waller will be the beneficiaries of this new offense, IMO.
I agree with that.
There is risk, like you're alluding to. That's totally fair, but you can't hate on Waller's size, speed, and all that jazz with him. Then I followed up with Breece Hall. I was staring at AJ Brown, and I went with Hall.
As you should have.
Thank you. I was a little worrisome. Obviously, Eagles low pass offense, but they traded for Brown. They paid Brown for a reason. They're going to give him the ball too. Hurts, you have Hurts, but obviously his rushing upside outweighs his passing upside.
I had a chance to get AJ Brown, and I chose to go the other direction and draft a second running back. So I'm not mad at you.
Yeah, I mean, I like running backs in redrafts. Breece Hall is a question. Obviously, Michael Carter's there, but a 4th round guy last year, whatever, dude. Breece Hall, there was 34th, 35th pick, 33rd or something. A lot of people could think Javonte Williams, but I think Melvin Gordon is superior to Michael Carter. Michael Carter might have a nice role. He'll see some pass catching opportunities, maybe a couple carries here and there, but Breece Hall has the 2nd best odds to win Rookie of the Year. The first is Kenny Pickett. Breece Hall could easily win it because if Kenny Pickett doesn't really start that much games, it'll probably be a little bit similar to Saquon Barkley and Baker Mayfield's 2018 Rookie of the Year campaign. Obviously, putting Breece Hall on a pedestal of Saquon Barkley's rookie year is pretty insane. But Baker started, I think, 14 games, so 13 games, so it gives you a little, if Breece Hall is able to rack up those touchdowns, yards, and all that stuff, it may outweigh a, average quarterback play from. I guess Baker Mayfield set the rookie record, but
maybe but then it was broken by Justin Herbert. Shout out Herbs. And I don't know. What about Desmond Ridder?
Right. I don't know. Who knows? There's a big battle going on there.
I mean, if he beats out Mariota, which I think he can, and then he has star receiver Drake London and Kyle Pitts to force feed Cordarrelle Patterson, of course. But other than that, not much. And his legs. So there's some upside. I don't think he's getting drafted that much.
And let's look at this. So the 2 quarterbacks, look at that. Risman and wow. What? Someone took him in the 3rd?
Yeah. I saw that.
Okay. That's cool. But yeah, you're getting a presumed starting quarterback, at least the first week in Mariota, roughly around 12. And then people are taking their shots on Ritter as the draft goes on. I mean, in the 18th, 19th round, and Ritter's sitting there, you would think the Falcons may give him that opportunity eventually, even if that may mean week 6, week 7, week 8, or just never if Mariota pans out, I guess. But, the Falcons in 2023 are probably staring at a top quarterback prospect. So
I will grab Ritter at the end of the draft, especially if I have Mariota.
yeah, this is looking
Like if
pretty
I can get Mariota in the 16th and then Ritter in the 20th, yeah, I'm about that.
right. Yeah, so pretty. It's a
Better
different
than
strategy.
drafting 2 kickers there.
Different strategies you could employ, especially if you want to handcuff a quarterback, I guess. But the same thing could be said about Trubisky and Pickett. So let's move on to another team here. Let's pull out another co-host out here.
Oh yeah.
For whom Jay Beltos representing Star Wars. He's on vacation, so shout out. He's a little far. He's like 3.5 hours away from me. I kind of wanted to go see him this weekend, but wow, he's in the 16th. So this is a slow draft, and they're in the 16th round already. And here's his team. He kind of went a little bit there for Justin Fields in the 4th. I think he was a little bit scared after not starting out with the quarterback.
He had a nice thread on Twitter about his picks and his explanation on each one, and I think he got pushed into Justin Fields. He pushed himself into Justin.
Quarterback 18, Justin Fields at 4.09, so that's 12, 24, 36, 45 picks. 18 quarterbacks are going. You're probably a little scared, especially when it takes a little bit to come back to you in the 5th. Yeah, he's a little upset, but I mean, Justin Fields works out and he follows that up with Deshaun Watson and Jared Goff. Obviously,
I think he recovered well in the 8th and the 9th round, and then Trubisky at the end, because Trubisky most likely will start the season.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if Justin Fields is going to pay off as much as we all hope he will this season.
He's got the rushing upside at least.
He's got the rushing upside a little bit, but they are pretty secure at running back there, and that's the whole thing. They may want to stretch it out a little bit more, but who knows?
New coaching staff,
new receiver, N'Keal Harry.
Yeah. Shout out Byron Pringle. Shout out David Moore, who just got arrested, and Ellis Jones. But yeah, so I mean, this specific build, Watson's a great risk upside pick there in the 8th, because if it comes out and Watson gets 4 to 6 games,
you got a QB1 in the 8th round.
He could have a guy that should be drafted in the first 2 rounds, fantasy specifically speaking. Watson is a huge upside pick there for him. And then Goff can hold it down for the couple games that Watson suspended for. So that's pretty solid. And then he's got tight end Mark Andrews, and then as well as wide receiver Devontae Adams, who are 2 of the top first down reception holders last season. I mean, new team for Adams, but I mean, he's probably the best wide receiver in the NFL, up for debate, but he's going to be fed those targets
for sure.
And then he went Breece Hall too, so I was happy to see that. And then Dobbins, he went a lot of running backs for a guy who did not take running backs last year in the Scott Fish Bowl.
I think he's starting to learn his lesson.
Maybe. I mean, but when you get Dobbins in the 7th, Singletary in the 10th, and then, an upside pick in Rachaad White, especially if he has some sort of pass catching role over there. And if, the Bucs want to prolong health and, kind of incorporate Rachaad White, Gio Bernard a little bit, that'll be kind of cool.
I mean, Jonathan Taylor went 102 in my draft.
Yeah. Some people got him in the first, like a 101. Like, there's so many different strategies you could do. And Jeff was a guy that was kind of be like, I want my quarterbacks, but then Jonathan Taylor's there at 1.09. It's kind of hard to pass on that.
Yeah, I wouldn't have passed on that because, that offense is going to run through him.
Yep. I think, yeah. So there's so many different, it would be cool if we could see the draft of everybody, but this is his team pretty solid. He mentioned taking DJ Shark, so he has camaraderie with Jared Goff just in case if things work out there. And
yeah, I mean, certain situations call for certain kind of players, and DJ Shark, he's a late wide receiver 2 ceiling.
It's wide receiver 63, what he expects, even if he's,
I mean, he's going to have at least one wide receiver 2 week, I would think, in my opinion.
Yeah,
with Jared Goff.
Tough to start that, but you never know what happens with injuries. Moving on to another co-host. We'll bring up Herms. Herms is in Margaritaville. He had the honorary invite to play with Mr. Matthew Berry. And this is his team. So he started bully tight end with Kelsey and Andrews.
Wow.
He just laid it all out there. It's like Kelsey Andrews. I mean, they're going to get fed the ball. First down bonuses are cool. Then he follows it up with Matt Ryan, and then he's taking his swing on Alvin Kamara too. He's another guy up for suspension. Could be 4 to 6 games. We have no idea what's going to go on.
Could be 2023.
We have no idea what's going on with Kamara, but then he follows it up with Higgins and Deontay Johnson. That seems pretty solid to get.
That's a homer pick at 609.
Potential wide receiver ones right there.
Mm-hmm.
Potential. I don't know what's potential. Oh, he also has Deshaun. I don't know why I say Deshaun. Deshaun Watson. Dylan and Kareem Hunt are interesting picks there. It's a pretty solid build here going on. A lot of upside.
I think Dylan gets a little bit more uptick in production this year than he did last year. He seems to be trending in that direction.
Pretty solid. And then you spoke on Kareem Hunt earlier. If he does get traded, if he does not, still a solid value there in round 9, running back 30.
I think he'd fit. It fits perfectly. I mean, they gave Dearness Johnson, they gave him the restricted free agent tender.
The 1 year, couple the 1 year. He earned that.
Yeah. So
and then drafted
Jerome Ford, and they still have what's his name? The other guy.
I know it.
Last year.
The pass catching running back. He's kind of small. Demetric Felton. Yeah. Kind of small. They did say pre or combine that pre or draft whatever that when they drafted him that they viewed him more as a receiver. It was weird that they said that.
Like a Tariq Cohen kind of thing.
He's still a running back. Yeah. So here is Herms, pretty solid. And then one of our final co-hosts, Nate Polbolt, who had a live draft there in Denver. Oh, we have with Klugies, the Polvotes and the Klugies. So 4 of them drafted live. And he has one more pick. Must be nice. Here's how. Wow. Okay, cool. So he started Herbert and then Pitts, Tyreek, Aaron Jones, Deontay, Freiermuth. Okay, pretty solid. Wow, Davis Mills in the 10th. Wow, he's kind of gifted a quarterback too there in the 10th.
Yeah, that's perfect.
This is a solid. I like this. Freiermuth in the 6th round. It may cost him to go there because he already has Pitts, in my opinion, especially if Freiermuth is more of a touchdown guy. He's not like 6th round.
It's hard to predict that he's the rough weeks. Like I picked him up off of waivers last year towards the end of the season, and I could not predict what week he was going to hit and which week he wasn't going to.
Like, what's the difference between Freiermuth and Henry? Both 6 to 10 touchdown guys. It's like, I just imagine if you had another dope wide receiver there. I mean,
if Davis Mills went in the 10th round, I wonder what quarterbacks were still available in the 6th.
I mean, I'm happy with that right there. I don't want to hate on this team too much because obviously
I'm not hating. I'm just.
I'm hating on Pat Freiermuth, I guess, but sorry.
I mean, he got Robert Woods in the 12th, and I took him in the
8th or 9th.
Yeah. So that's crazy.
Every draft's different. That's
every draft is different.
Scott Fishbowl awesome is that every draft is different. Like, and live drafts, especially if you have like a couple minutes, you're on the spot, people are chirping you got a couple drinks in you.
Like he took Tyreek Hill at the 310. I mean, it's the 10 spot, and he drafted at 103, so that's a little different, a little bit ahead of me. I got Tyreek Hill at 401. So
Jeff wrote a good article over there at the Football Guys about Tyreek Hill, so go check that out. Burkhead could be a guy. James White, pass catching guys. It seems he's kind of targeting here. Sony Michel is a handcuff. I guess he's a double
handcuffs.
A double handcuff. Deontay Forden. I'm sure Jen thinks so too. For that, Deontay Foreman's cool. But here we are. Brandon Mack. All right, cool. He took his Denver kicker. All right, we could look at David. Here's David. So they both drafted in the Denver division, and he was gifted Kyler Murray in the 1.09 spot.
That's sick.
Wow. And Eckler in 3.04, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
And then, but he also took Watson in the 11th. That's solid. But here is David Klugies.
Trying to understand the Irv Smith pick.
Yeah, maybe he expects that offense. The new guys, they're just saying they're going to pass more. And, without retaining Conklin, like they don't really have a second tight end. So that must indicate that the Minnesota Vikings at least plan on Irv Smith being involved.
Oh,
and
yeah, for sure.
If he stays healthy, that's cool. But he does have Zach Ertz, I guess. He's got his 3 receivers, but he could start Irv Smith and Ertz, I guess. I mean, he took Ingram too. It's like I'd rather take Ingram in 15 and let Irv Smith go in the 9th. But you don't know you're gonna get
Right.
Ingram later.
I'm
Blah blah
just looking
blah.
at his receiver depth,
Dude, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
and he has 2 receivers on the same team. Now, although they're both stacked with Jalen Hurts, it's not like you're going to roll out 2 receivers every week on the same team,
I would
because
with
one of them is going to be the option. One of them's going to have a bad matchup, and you're going to have to flip-flop them. You wouldn't roll them out. You can't rely on them for that.
I know what you're saying for the
And
Eagles, but
receivers score first downs way more than running backs and or tight ends.
I know what you're saying about the Eagles, but I would definitely start Higgins and Chase, but not on.
Well, but you're.
I mean, you said you wouldn't start 2 receivers.
Is there a team out there with Higgins, Chase, and Burrow? Like the
we could
triple stack?
figure that out.
Let's see if we can find that. That would be awesome.
There is. Oh my God. Andrew Erickson of Fantasy Pros has Burrow, Chase, Higgins, and Mixon.
What?
Yeah.
I think that's a little egregious.
But I mean, if you did start those guys last year, they paid off every week, almost every
Not
week.
every week.
Almost every week. Oh, not Tajay Sharp. You get it. Almost every week. T. Higgins may have had 8 points. You know what I mean? But then Mixon made up for it. You know, it balances, I guess, out. Why is it doing that?
Multiple players.
Oh, thank you, dude. Oh my God.
You're welcome.
You're like, bro, just read the screen.
Yeah.
T. Higgins, Chase,
you're ready to like slam your laptop.
Burrow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people had this specific stack, if you will. And there he is, Andrew Erickson. I told you I wasn't lying to you.
Ben Cummings.
Ben Cummings. Wow. Okay. And then a couple other people here have that. And then, I can't even add a 4th player. That's hilarious. But let's look at Andrew's team here. And then we can
That's
move
interesting.
on. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, he's a very smart guy.
Maybe he knows something that we don't.
There it is. Burrow, Chase, Mixon, Higgins, and then he followed up with Schultz, Sutton, and Davis.
Dude, in all the mock drafts that I had, Cortland Sutton fell back to me in like the 7th round.
Yeah, sure.
And he is going a full round ahead of what I expected him to.
Yeah. People are
one of the players that I definitely wanted this year.
All right, and here's another one. I hope Corey Luke is watching because we got my boy Brent Brock out here. He's won back-to-back championships in me and CJ Luke's league. He's in Bikini Bottom. He's drafting with Cooter, but it's happy to see him here. So here's his team. He went Brady 1.09 as well, McCaffrey, and then Tua Tagovailoa. You know, quarterback 16 there is interesting. You know, that's definitely a pick he kind of felt forced into taking, I think. But he followed up with 3 straight wide receivers, pretty solid. Elijah Mitchell in the 7th. A lot of people have uncertainty about what to expect about Mitchell, especially because of the presumed notion that Shanahan likes to use multiple running backs, and they just selected Tyrion Davis Price in the 3rd or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But Elijah Mitchell in the 7th, you know, he's getting some touches, and that's pretty solid there.
I like Elijah Mitchell as an RB3 in this format, not my RB2.
That makes sense.
I don't want to have to rely on him week to week.
But what if, Penny's
I like him
solid.
as a flex player.
Yeah, Penny's got his thing. You do have to start 2 running backs, but it'll be interesting to see what he does here moving forward. He's got,
because if something happens to Penny or Elijah Mitchell or Christian McCaffrey, all 3 of which that have had injury history, that's somewhere where I feel like I've gotten screwed before too. I lost Cam Akers, and then I lost Nick Chubb in the same year, you know, and it screwed me. DeAndre Swift last year, I was done for.
There's definitely upside with everybody, specifically in running back. Shout out to Jordan Vanek. I believe it was him who came out talking about, if you are worried about injuries, the safe bet is to draft wide receivers first, because they miss on average like 1.26 games a season, and then RB1s miss like 3 point something. So
interesting.
It is very interesting, but it makes sense maybe with running backs going up the hole, big bodies falling on them. You know, it makes sense.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Gesicki there as his tight end 1? That's round 11, tight end 14.
I like the value. He didn't
Right.
last in my draft. He went right after I took Dawson Knox.
Very interesting here. And then there's still a lot, like you saw me with 5 picks. Like you see how this teams can just fill out. So if anyone still is pretty early in their draft, don't worry too much because this is pretty solid. Like if I'm unsure about every league, but there's at least
I like his
something there.
receivers.
Right. There's something there. So no need to panic too much.
And he stacked Tyreek Hill and Tua. Like that's a good play right there.
It is, man. He's very good. Smart
Good
guy.
value
Man.
at Tyreek Hill.
Smart guy. All right. Who else can we look at? Who else we got? So let's look. I mean, Cooter. Shout out to Cooter. We'll keep it.
Yeah.
Keep it in Bikini Bottom here.
Oh, she's in Bikini Bottom as well.
Yeah, they're both there, man. I was happy they get to draft off. But look at that. She took Hurts and Kelsey came around. Derrick Henry. I mean, he's got 5 screws in his foot, but he's gonna get fed the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So she took Hey, sorry, Cooter. What's up, Cooter, dude? Mac Jones in the 5th. He's definitely a guy as well.
I like that. Who's supposed to have an uptick.
I think, yeah, and I think he's kind of varying too, like from the 2nd to like maybe the 7th round.
I think he's still around.
Look at that. That is insane. Like if you are getting him in the 6th to the 10th, like you get a good value there. I mean, he's starting. He's probably like quarterback 18 on the year. Like cool. Like that's awesome.
Let's see, he went in my draft. He may still be out there.
Like that's pretty solid right there.
Nope, Mac Jones went in the 4th round.
Exactly. Just like we said, every draft is different. 4th
Deshaun
round.
Watson went in the 9th.
Seems about right.
Daniel Jones went right before him.
Let's see. Allen Robinson is her quarterback 2, and then she gets Chris Olave, Allen Lazard, and Jarvis Landry. Definitely some upside there. Pretty solid.
The Olave pick.
She loves Dillon. Shout out to the Quad Squad. AJ Dillon's her guy. They faced off in the first annual Sleeper Bowl.
I hope Olave falls back to me. I want Olave.
She got Olave and Landry's pretty solid. I'm sad she couldn't get Jameis Winston. But here.
I passed on Allen Lazard to take my tight end Dawson Knox.
Yeah, I'm definitely itching for a draft pick, man. I haven't picked today at all. I haven't.
So this is your makeup. Like, this is going to add fuel to that fire. Like, what are you going to do until your next? What are people doing until their next Scott Fish Bowl pick?
I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm bickering. Like, I love my draft. We're pretty cool. We got our draft pick. We have 4 people overseas. It's like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. for them. So, we're doing our best. We've made progress every day. It's cool. So it definitely just sucks. You definitely do want to make some picks. We all have that itch, but we still got a month and a half until the regular season. So hopefully it picks up a little steam, especially with the weekend coming up. People got jobs, but
yeah, we're all working out here.
I guess we're all trying to work. But yeah, dude, it's fun times out here. Is there anything else you want to kind of cover here?
Good luck to everybody that's watching. I saw a couple people in the chat. Appreciate you all. And we don't usually close the show out like this, so we can't go out like this, dude.
I was just curious, man, if you were covering anything. I'm still where Scott Fish ended up, man. I got that itch still.
You got that itch.
I just want to
Scott Fish itch.
Let's see where we're at in our draft. What time is it? I think it's in England. I think they're 5 hours ahead, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not midnight. Some people could be up. How do I get there, dude? I know a lot of people hate on my fantasy league, but once you learn how to navigate it, it's not that bad.
Yeah, no, it's not that bad at all.
Oh,
it is almost 1 o'clock in the morning there.
Yeah, it ain't bad. Some people are up. We're on. I don't know who Josh Jenkins is, if he's a guy overseas or not, but we're making solid progress.
Goddard in the 6th round.
We're doing fine. They needed their tight end. Yeah, here's our draft board. Pretty shouts out to Maria out there. Shout out to Front Yard Fantasy. Oh, we're making progress out here. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to make a pick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks until mine. Let's see who's available.
Yeah, let's do that. That's even more fun.
Not really. How do I get to up here? For owners draft. So 5 picks until me. And we got some running backs. We got some wide receivers. Oh, DK Metcalf, Jalen Waddle, Brandon Cooks,
Jalen
Cooper,
Waddle, Terry McLaurin.
Allen Robinson, Elijah Mitchell. Got to cue him up. Chris
I
Godwin's there. I could take him to pair with Brady.
I
Yeah.
like your 2 running backs so far.
Thank you, man.
Like, so, like, and then you're set at tight end with Waller because you're not going to play anybody else.
I'm set at tight end for now. Yeah, I mean,
Who's your-
definitely
and
not
who are
with
your quarterbacks?
Brady and Prescott.
Okay, so you
Feldman.
don't need another one of those right now. Yeah, I think the play is wide receiver. In my opinion, that's how I
Yeah.
would go.
No, oh no, definitely not wide receiver. If anyone's watching, I will not be taking a wide receiver here. I'm
And
definitely
take
looking
Baker
at.
Mayfield there.
I'm definitely
That's
looking at another running back. Definitely Cam Akers. Everybody,
yeah.
everybody in the Cars division. I am looking at Cam Akers. Is this collusion or something right now?
I don't know if it's collusion. It could be deceit. No,
Hey, I like.
there's
Cam
no
Akers.
penalty for that.
I like Cam Akers. I like Antonio Gibson. I like Jacobs. I don't like Singletary. That's kind of crazy. He's that high. Yeah, I mean that's me right there. I'm happy.
Some nice options there for you whenever they
At
wake
running
up
back.
across the pond and
Or tight end. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
so it'll probably be tomorrow afternoon by the time you pick, huh?
Yeah. I don't really want to think about it.
I was that draft last year. I was slow,
Me too,
very,
me
very
too.
slow.
I'm back to back
And
drafts like that.
when it was finally over, like it sped up in the later rounds.
I mean, yeah, everyone's overthinking. They're working the clock. You know, if news drops on Kamara or Watson, that could significantly
It's
change.
definitely a benefit more than it is. I know it's painful to go through. Like you would like to do at least 2 rounds a day. And I'm that's what my league pace is right now, and I'm happy with that. 2 rounds a day, that's cool. You know, I'll make a pick in the morning or I'll make 2 at night because I have back-to-back picks working on the turn. And then I don't really have to worry about it too much.
Nice.
You know, I just keep an eye on things.
Yeah, that is nice. That is nice. It is never too late for a defense or a kicker. Maybe I will take Justin Tucker. I mean, he gets double-digit points a week. That's pretty solid. I do have the itch to fish, but here, I mean, shout out to Scott Fishbowl. It is definitely happy, and I'll be again love to get our picks in, but life happens. Hopefully, the weekend speed things up too. You know.
Oh, for sure.
But also, if you're on my fantasy league, having a queue set up is beneficial.
Yes.
Sleeper, I think they're able to do that now too. I think they changed that for the
you can queue people up in Sleeper.
No, they made
turn on auto draft. What?
They made auto draft happen.
Oh, they did?
Immediately. It used to wait until it's over, but now, yeah, you could queue it up immediately. They made this
and just turn on auto draft.
Shout out Sleeper. They made a lot of great changes for the Scott Fish Bowl. They added first down bonuses. They added the pause overnight. It's awesome. So shout out Sleeper. So
always a fan of Sleeper. I've been a fan of Sleeper since day one.
I'm a fan of whoever sponsors the show.
Hashtag all not sponsors.